Moremi was a very beautiful woman who lived in the Yoruba town of Offa in the 12th century. So beautiful was she that when the king of Ile-Ife came visiting Offa and set his eyes on her, he immediately asked for her hand in marriage. Her parents and the people of Offa were extremely excited about the union and sent her off to Ile-Ife with her new husband, the king, amidst great fanfare and celebrations. Moremi soon settled into her new role as queen. However, it wasn't long before she saw how unhappy the kingdom was. They had a powerful enemy called the forest people, who caused them a lot of harm and grief by capturing and enslaving their people. Many families in Ile-Ife had lost sons and daughters to the forest people whom they all feared. They believed they were evil spirits sent out by the gods to punish them for sins they must have committed. With their land in chaos for so long, the people of Ile-Ife offered up prayers and sacrifices to their gods, pleading with them to forgive them their sins and to put an end to their misery. Queen Moremi also prayed for the peace of her people. She promised to give a sacrifice of the richest offering to the spirit of the Eshirimin River if she could discover what the strength of the forest people was. She imagined that if she could get into their kingdom alive to see how they worked, it would help her understand what their strengths and weaknesses were. But the king did not agree with her plan. "Stay here and raise our son," he begged her. But Queen Moremi would not be dissuaded. She wanted the people of Ile-Ife free from the threats of the forest people. "I will return," she assured the king. "The spirit to whom I have prayed would grant me success," she said. She bade farewell to the king and her young son, Ella, and made off into the forest, where she hoped that the enemies would capture her as they often captured the people of Ile-Ife. The people admired her courage. Moremi was glad when her plan worked. The forest people circled around her, chanting their terrifying war cries and put her in chains. They looked so eerie. Moremi got very scared. They handed her over to their king as a slave because she was so beautiful. So she lived in the palace as a slave, but soon gained their respect when they saw how intelligent and noble she was. And it wasn't long before she learned the secret of the forest people. She discovered that their scary appearance was because of the uniforms they wore, which were made of strange akan grass and bamboo fiber. She also learned that because these uniforms were made of dry grass, the forest people were very afraid of fire. This meant that the warriors of Ile-Ife could conquer the forest people with fire. As soon as she could, she escaped from the kingdom of the forest people and returned to her own people. Back at the king's palace in Ile-Ife, she narrated all she had discovered. The people rejoiced at the news. And the next time the forest people attacked them, they were utterly destroyed, just like Moremi had said. Finally, they were rid of their enemies, and their captured sons and daughters were returned. Many families wept for joy at the reunion. After the war, Moremi remembered the promise she had made to the spirit of the Eshirimin River. Being a woman of her word, she went to the stream and made sacrifices of fowls, sheep, and bulls. But the spirit of the river wasn't satisfied. Instead, it demanded that she sacrifice her son. Moremi was heartbroken to hear this. Her son Ella was a handsome little boy whom she loved so much. She asked that her own life be taken instead, but the spirit of the river would have none of it. It was a sad day in the kingdom, the day she sacrificed her son Ella. The people of Ife wept. They comforted her by saying they would become her sons and daughters. But alas, Ella didn't die. When everybody left, he sprung up, made a rope of grass and climbed up into the skies. It is said that someday he will return to reap the benefits of his mother's gallant sacrifice. In honor of Moremi's sacrifice for the people of Ile-Ife, the Edi Festival was created. A beauty pageant was also started in memory of her. She remains an inspiration today.